Good day and welcome to Hello Malaysia. I am your host, Suryati Sanusi, and today we will be talking on a topic I think ladies out there will be very, very interested. It's about gold, People love gold. I'm wearing a little bit of gold here and there. So we will be talking about gold. And in the studio today, I have Encik Abdul Razak Kade, and he is the Senior Vice President of Post ArRahnu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Right. And how are you today, sir?
I'm feeling very, very good.
Right.
Especially having the opportunity to appear on this TV show.
And talking about gold.
And talking about gold, yes.
Right. So before we talk about gold and especially about Post ArRahnu, let's talk about you a little bit. What's your background and how did you end up being the Senior Vice President of Post ArRahnu?
I see. My background is pretty mixed. In fact, a lot of people are quite stumped that I am in this line at the moment. I was a hotelier for over 20 years.
Wow, okay.
So I made the switch about 10 years ago into retail jewelry.
Okay.
Then learning about wholesale jewelry, gold and diamonds, and also then into Islamic microfinancing. Well,
right. So being the Senior Vice President of Post ArRahnu, how do you think, do you see this going somewhere?
Oh yes, I'm very bullish about the brand.
Okay.
About the business,
okay,
and especially about the platform that Post has entrusted on me. So I see this company, moving forward and doing, inshallah, great guns.
Okay. Now, before we talk about Post ArRahnu, and I would like to ask you, this may sound a little bit weird, but among all the metals that we have in the world, why gold is given that honor to be the most, not to say the most invaluable, but valuable metal in the world?
Gold has been the most valuable. It's basically, I think it's through history. Gold has got a history of about 5,000 years. And I think the first most valuable metal traded in the world before currency came into existence was gold.
Right.
And since then, throughout time, you have gold being, being put at its pedestal through religions, in Islam, in Hinduism, Buddhism, and all that. And also after that, basically through cultural norms.
Right.
So gold has been the accepted medium
for
currency. Yes.
Right. That's interesting that you said, in Islam, in Hinduism. Maybe you can tell us a little bit a background on those stories about gold
yes,
in
basically
the
in Islam,
religion?
I think it is quoted by the Prophet himself, and they have this gold denominated in Islamic terms, meaning they denominate it in a terminology called dinar, and each dinar is about 2.125 grams in today's calculations. So that has been the basis of calculation for gold in the Islamic world, in dinar, and also things like mas kawin and other banking and Sharia related facilities to gold.
Right. How about Hinduism? I've never heard of that. Hinduism or gold.
I think basically they adorn themselves for gold,
Okay.
I think Indians basically, and gold, what's the word for it? They
go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand, correct.
Right.
Yeah. And India as a nation is the second largest gold buyer in the world. They trade over 1,000 tons a year.
Right.
They were at that point up until 2 years ago, until China overtook them as number one.
And who is the biggest country in the world that's producing gold?
The biggest country in the world producing gold is Australia.
Australia. Now, to get gold, it's not easy. I've seen in TV how they manage to get gold. They have to go for gold panning. Is that how it is?
No, gold panning is actually very small. It's very, it's basically
for
a house kind of industry. It's meant for most small timers.
Right.
The main mining is done in the shafts, in the mining shafts.
Right.
Basically, you got to go deep underground to get the gold.
Right. And those golds are not, it's tiny.
It's very, very small nuggets
right.
in the shape of maybe, smaller than a 5-cent coin.
Okay.
Right. So you would have to go through basically 1 ton of material to even get 1 ounce of gold.
Wow.
So which is why gold, when you extract them, at the time it comes out, before it's even refined, it would have had a very, very big cost.
Right, with the workers
and
things,
all that kind of thing,
equipment and things like that.
And basically the market average for gold now at cost level, when you bring it up, is about $900 US per ounce.
Wow. That's a very expensive.
Very, very expensive.
Now, as we talk about gold, I don't understand gold, even though I'm wearing gold. I don't understand gold. So, when you go to jewelry shops and things like that, they will give you numbers. 999, 916.
Correct.
So what does that mean?
Okay, basically, the gold in its purest form is 999, 999. That's gold. That's 99.9% gold content.
Right. So that's only 0.1 something else.
Right, because you can't get 100% gold content, right?
Right.
So in jewelry form, mainly it's called 916, or literally means 91.6% gold content.
Okay.
Right. Then it goes lower. 875, meaning 87.5, 750, meaning 75% gold content. Yes,
right. Because I read somewhere that if you have it in pure gold, which is the 999, it's too soft for you to mold it into something else. Is that true?
Yes, basically to mold it into jewelry.
Okay.
So gold in jewelry form, just gold itself, like what you're wearing, is best at 916.
Okay.
And if you mix gold with other, say, gemstones or diamonds, then it is best at 835 or 750.
So it's stronger.
It's stronger, correct.
Okay, so even though it goes lower, but it means stronger.
Stronger to hold.
Okay.
You're holding on to
the diamonds or whatever
yes,
that you have. Okay, so now that I understand that gold, now let's talk about ArRahnu before we talk about gold and ArRahnu. So let's talk about ArRahnu. Maybe you can tell us the history of ArRahnu.
Okay, history of ArRahnu. Basically, ArRahnu started, it was actually an idea mooted by our former Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir, about 35 years ago. And this one took existence in the form of ArRahnu through joint working between Yayasan Pembangunan Islam and Bank Rakyat.
Okay.
They started the first ArRahnu about 35 years ago. So now, in the current day status, Bank Rakyat is the market leader in ArRahnu, with Yayasan Pembangunan Islam the second leader. They broke up.
Okay.
So why they started is basically as a form of easy financing to people who are in need.
Okay.
Right.
Maybe you can explain a little bit further because I don't really understand that.
Basically, there are a lot of people around there who needs money at a very fast pace because of maybe emergencies or in need and all that. And they can't go to a finance institution to get a loan.
Okay.
Or maybe it takes time or whatever. So they need instant cash, let's say within 1 hour. So what's the best way is basically to collateralize your gold for loan.
I see. So that's how it started.
That's how it started. Yeah.
Okay. And from there, let's talk about post ArRahnu. So when that started, when was that started?
Okay, post ArRahnu started with the opening of 2 outlets in Bangi and Kuala Terengganu in June of 2012.
That's a bit odd to open Bangi and Kuala Terengganu, knowing that the main center of Malaysia would be Kuala Lumpur.
I see. It wasn't odd because basically, if you look at the gold trade, predominantly ArRahnu business does well in the Malay-denominated area.
Which are in Bangi,
which is Bangi and Kuala Terengganu.
Okay.
And Kuala Terengganu or Terengganu is, you would sound surprised, is the largest market for
gold,
Islamic financing or pawnbroking in the country.
Wow. Okay.
So there's a history there, So hence the opportunity to open in both places, and both of the outlets are one of our top outlets now.
Okay, you talked about Kuala Terengganu. What about Bangi? Why Bangi was chosen?
Bangi basically is a middle class to upper Malay-dominated area.
I see.
Right, and in the ArRahnu business, I don't know, maybe because of market perception that is Islamic. The perception is that it's only available to Muslims, so hence our market is about 98% Malay.
Right.
Although now we are consciously going to the market to say that ArRahnu business or facility is available for everyone.
Okay.
So we've seen the market share increase now from what was 98% Malay to now we have about almost 3% of Indian.
Like you said, Indians and gold go very well together.
Coming into the market and foreigners as well.
Okay.
But we see this market growing, especially the non-Malay market growing to that, and also the foreigners market.
Okay, it's interesting that you say that, especially when the word ArRahnu is put there with post. So people would assume that it's more for the Islamic or Islam people or the Muslims.
Yes.
So how do you, as the senior vice president, to get that stigma? It's not only for Muslim, it's for everyone, to make sure that everyone knows that this service is for everyone.
I see. So basically, what we've done consciously also in all our marketing efforts, we've invited the non-Malay media to be involved. I mean, the Chinese, the Indian media and all that, and we tell them at great length that it is available for everyone. And also in all our production materials that we send out, be it through flyers, banners and all that, we have trilingual languages.
Okay.
And we make it a point to make a statement to say it's available for all.
I see. Right. And you were saying that you opened one in Bangi and one in Kuala Terengganu. Will there be any more after this?
Oh, we have 65 outlets to date.
Right.
In fact, since we opened in June of 2012, we went on a very fast expansion, and within 18 months, we have 65 outlets.
In 18 months?
In 18 months. I know in the ArRahnu world, we've expanded the most within that space of time.
Okay. But why would Post, when we say Post, we know it's about letters and things like that. Why would Post would like to do this kind of business?
Basically, we are diversifying our revenue sources, because if you know about the traditional business that we are doing, which is sending mail and all that, that's dying off.
Okay.
That's petering off.
Right.
So we need to reinvent ourselves to be more current in the market and answer the business needs of what people want. So the board has assumed that ArRahnu would be a way to go. And besides going into the business, it is also a conscious decision by the board for Post to be involved in this business as a corporate social responsibility to the public.
I see.
Yes.
Right. And when you said that, you have now over 65 outlets?
65 outlets in the country.
So is that with the Post
It is
office?
inside post offices,
I
yes.
see.
Yeah. So it's basically a symbiotic relationship.
Right, that's great. So now probably you can show us your products that you have
Okay.
on the gold.
Basically, this is our latest product. Now,
Okay.
this is called Post Gold.
Okay.
It's a special edition or limited edition series.
Right.
Which, in
Maybe
fact,
you can show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Right.
Which we've just launched about 10 days ago.
Okay.
Right? We've only going to do 20,000 pieces of this.
Only?
Only 20,000
Why?
pieces. We want to keep it special. We want to keep it as a collector's item later on.
Okay.
So what we plan to do with this is every 2 months we'll come up with different designs, much like how we do with these first day covers or stamps. You know, so it'll become a collector's item not only for Malaysians but for the international market as well.
Right, it's a very good
Right.
idea.
So once people buy it, what would happen would be there would be a secondary market
Okay.
where people will start trading between themselves on buying
Online
these
or
things.
things
Yes,
like
it's,
that.
somebody may call up and say, put it on the internet and say, hey, I'm looking for number 007.
Okay.
I'm willing to pay X amount for it. It's a premium for it.
Right.
So basically, it comes as an investment first, but the investment has got an
Later.
intrinsic value, so
Okay.
it will go up.
So what is the weight for that?
Okay, this is a 1 gram,
Only.
999.9 gold.
Right. I think you better show it where the gold is. Probably they
Okay.
can't see it.
This
with
is where
that
the
nice
gold
drawing.
is, right in the middle of the post box.
Right, over here. Okay.
So what's so special about this gold, if I may add, is it's manufactured in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
It's manufactured in Turkey. Why in Turkey?
Why?
Because this goes of the highest standards. It is LBMA certified. LBMA meaning London Bullion Market Association.
Okay.
There's only X amount of refineries in the world.
Why is
which
it
has
important
that.
to have certification from them?
So that the gold value is how do you say standard or whatnot, and it is how do you say the word for it? The value is recognized internationally.
So you go
With
anywhere?
the anywhere in the world, you can go to North Pole or South Pole.
You
it will be
decided to sell it
recognized.
off,
right?
so they can still
against a
accept
gold
it.
bar which doesn't has an LBMA accreditation.
I see.
That's the difference.
Right.
And the other major difference is that it is also GST exempt.
Okay.
There's only-
What does that mean to people who doesn't know what does mean?
To the average layman, basically, you don't pay the 6%.
Okay.
You do not pay, so that's a savings. So the government has decreed this in October of last year and allowing only 2 types of gold bars to be GST exempt.
Okay.
One is
The
this our post gold, which is done by Public Gold. The other one is Pam Swiss, which is an imported gold bar from Switzerland.
Right.
That's it.
And before we go to the rest of the products that you have there, you said about this Public Gold.
Right.
That's a collaboration that you have between Post
That's the
ArRahnu.
collaboration we have with them. You see, if I may explain a bit about
Sure,
history
sure.
of Post
No problem.
ArRahnu, we started off as an Islamic microfinancing center, basically providing loans to people who need that, quick loans.
Okay.
Whatnot. And as we moved along over a period of, say, 15 months, we've seen the market, and we also know that the ArRahnu market or the pawnbroking market is reaching saturation point.
Okay.
right?
Right.
Hence the need to reinvent ourselves and stay ahead of the market.
Okay.
So then we decided that we want to actually to be a one-stop gold center. And it is easier to be a one-stop gold center. Basically, if you talk in economic terms, we do not have to invest in anything because we already have the software.
Okay.
We already have the necessary staff with their expertise and all that. So it's basically to source for a partner who provide us with a product and we can go out to sell.
Okay.
And what better way to find a partner, which is the largest bullion manufacturer in the country. And then with Post, with its branding, I think with this joint collaboration, we can readily access into the market faster than anybody else.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, right. We have to go for a short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about gold and the products that they have in Post ArRahnu right here on Hello Malaysia. So stay tuned. And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Sue, and Abdul Razak Kadir. He is the Senior Vice President of Post ArRahnu. And of course, with the word ArRahnu, we're talking about gold. And before we went for a break, we were talking about the history of Post ArRahnu and the history of gold and how it can relate to everyone, especially in terms of religion matters and things like that. So before we went for a break, also we were talking about the collaboration between Post ArRahnu and Public Gold Business, if I'm not mistaken.
Public Gold Group, yes.
Public Gold Group. So with that collaboration, Post ArRahnu became a one-stop center.
A one-stop gold center.
Right.
Yes.
So continuing with that statement, what else is going on with the collaboration?
Okay. Basically, in the business of gold, there's three phases. One would buy,
Okay.
one would sell, and one would pawn.
Yes.
Hence the reasoning on why we want to be in this one-stop gold center thing. That means we would, instead of having one revenue source, now we'll have three revenue sources. Right? That's one thing. The second thing is we know that the Islamic microfinancing business in the country is also going to a saturation point. So then the thinking came in is if we were to sell our gold to the public will one day come and pawn it back.
Yeah.
Who would they pawn it to?
Yes.
That business will come to us.
Right.
So it's a long-term thinking or whatnot. And with that thinking too, why we wanted to collaborate with Public Gold is number one is, they are the largest bullion manufacturer in the country.
Yes.
They do in excess of 300 million worth of gold sales a year, gold bar, basically. Yeah, they can be bigger.
Okay.
So they needed a partner which could, when they could expand faster
Their business, okay.
without much cost.
Okay.
Right, without much cost, and we needed a partner to sell something without much cost too.
Okay.
So it's a win-win situation for both. And because of that good relationship and that strategic relationship, we are able to make gold available at, I would say, the cheapest price in the country.
Really?
For
How
everyone.
cheap are you talking about?
Okay, let's say today's price. This is a 100-gram pressed gold bar.
That's so beautiful.
Right?
Yes.
999. Yeah, imported, LBMA certified, no
right.
GST, right?
Right.
This piece of gold bar would retail in Post ArRahnu today for 16,500 ringgit.
16,500 ringgit. Okay.
Correct. Our nearest competitor will be selling it at about 17,700 ringgit.
That's 1,000 more.
1,000 ringgit more.
Wow.
Now the question would be, how come Post is able to do it cheaper?
Right.
How come they can't? Very simple. Because our cost of operations is lower.
Okay.
Right? Our cost of operations is much lower. We operate in a post office. We instead of operating, let's say, in a
And
shopping
your shop,
complex.
right. So you have your place already there.
Yes. So
Okay.
whatever that we save, we pass it on to the consumer.
Okay.
Right? So it's with this that we are proud to go into the country. Like we actually, what we're trying to say is we are trying to put more money into people's hands.
Right.
Right? The word saying bersama memakmurkan rakyat.
Okay.
That's the thinking.
The
behind
idea.
it. The idea behind it. And it goes
Okay.
back to the thinking by the board that Post should also be involved in corporate social responsibility. So
Okay.
this is one of it. Besides
Right.
providing financing,
Right.
we're also selling. And later on I'll talk to you about the buying back.
Right. Talking about buying back now, because you're selling it lower than other retailers.
Right.
Does that mean that when I sell it back to you, would I get less money than the ones that they're offering outside?
No.
No.
You will actually get more money. In terms of percentage-wise, our pricing is dictated by the London Metal Exchange. We follow that price every day. So it's very transparent. So basically, if you are selling your gold to us, be it in bar form or jewelry form, we are buying it at about 95% of the LME price, which is also the best price in the country.
I see.
Now again, how come? It's because simple, our cost of operations is lower.
Right.
So now people would have the opportunity to say, normally when one would sell gold, is to either to get instant cash or to buy new gold. So if you go to a retailer, you would do a trade-in. What we are offering is, to the average consumer, is that if you want to realize more money, you come to us, you get more cash, and with that extra cash, you can go to your favorite retailer and buy more gold. Buy more gold.
Right.
So basically now, like I said again, we're putting more money in the consumer's hands.
That's great. Okay, and I can see there's a lot more products that you have there. What are those?
Yes, we have. Basically, this is our dinar collection.
Oh, that's
1
beautiful.
and 5 dinar or whatnot.
Okay.
Right? So these are all readily available in all post outlets.
That's 1 dinar?
This is 1 dinar.
That's 5.
This is 5 dinar. So 1 dinar is basically 2.125 grams.
So in ringgit, that would be?
2.125 grams. Today's pricing should be about 360 ringgit.
Oh, okay. And
360
5
ringgit.
dinar, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we intend to do is we have this all available, but people can come and buy it. All our 65 outlets.
At the post office.
Right. And this series is every 2 months.
So
We'll come out with
it's only the other way around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every 2 months we'll come up with a different series.
That's
So it
beautiful.
becomes a collector's item.
I like the picture that you have there. It's strategically put at the post box.
Yes.
That's very beautiful.
Right. You should see the new designs that's going to come out very soon. You know? Well, it's great. Really, we're going to have basically in 1 gram wafers, 0.5 gram wafers.
I see.
Also in dinar form.
Okay.
Also in dinar form. So it will be something like, say, most nations will want to buy. It will be something like if you're a foreigner coming into a country, Malaysia, you want to take something back as a memento, this would be good.
I see.
Right? You can keep it forever
Yeah, that's
or whatnot.
beautiful.
And the best part is it appreciates.
Yes, it does. And talking about, dinar, some people will get confused, I can buy in dinar or in the other form. What would be the differences besides, we know the differences in their weight,
Yeah, that's
but
it.
why was it named dinar? Why can't it be just, 1 gold bar or things like that?
Oh, no, dinar is basically an Islamic calculation in gold. That's it. There's 1 dinar is denoted for a specific 2.125 grams.
I see.
Right, so it's a measure of gold weight in the Islamic term.
Okay.
So which is why it's called dinar, and it's always in the shape of a coin.
Right, and who designs all this?
Basically, it's from the factory, the Public Gold, from their design team in Penang.
Right.
So once they finish the design, the design is sent to Turkey, where it's refined, manufactured and refined there, and then flown back into Malaysia.
Right, and how about the designs on the cards itself? Who designed that?
It's designed by Public Gold.
The same.
Yes, and for this card, basically, it's jointly designed.
Okay.
By Public Gold Group and Post Malaysia.
Ah, that's great.
Right? It's done in-house and all that because it involves some branding and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So it's done.
Right.
We do it, yeah.
Okay, now talking about gold, like myself, until now, I do not see the value of gold, buying gold like that, if you don't wear it. That's why I wear, I buy jewelry because I can wear it.
Right.
But buying things like that, I don't see the value so much, So probably you can, try and make me understand the value of gold.
It started with your initial line during the show just now.
Yeah.
When you say ladies will go gaga or will go.
Okay.
Right? Okay, ladies would buy gold mainly, historically or even now, most ladies would buy gold in its jewelry form.
Yes.
Because it's something that you can get to wear, and it's something that you
look nice on it.
You look nice on it,
Right.
yes. And it's something that you can use on a rainy day. That's the ladies' mindset.
Yes.
The people who normally buy gold are men.
Okay.
It's the opposite. They buy it for investment.
Right.
Right? And there are also ladies now, I think especially over the last 10 years, that have gotten into this
Buying
business
gold
of buying
as
gold
investment.
as investment. Because in terms of realization of money, it is in the gold bar rather than in jewelry form. Because in jewelry, when you buy it, you pay the value of jewelry at 916 or whatnot, but you also pay for workmanship.
Yes.
Right? So that adds on to your buying costs.
Right.
So when you buy gold bar, with us, you just buy the gold bar at its gold price. There's no workmanship involved.
Okay.
Hence, it is for investment value.
Right.
Now, you'll be very, very surprised to know that, especially over the last 10 years, the gold bar business in the country has exceeded over $1 billion.
Wow.
But that's locally, yeah, or whatnot. I assume that the business is even larger. You're talking about people who are buying gold bar, let's say in Singapore. Singapore aspires to be a gold trading center in Asia. So they made it everything possible for people to buy and keep gold in Singapore.
Okay.
You know? So hence the government's, how do you say, not directive thinking in not wanting to charge GST for gold bars in Malaysia.
Okay.
Because in Singapore too is GST exempt.
Right.
Right. So imagine if the government had charged GST for gold bar, everybody will be going over to Singapore to buy their gold bar, and there'll be a lot of currency outflows, I guess.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. And in the long term, what will be the benefit of buying gold, buying bar gold?
I think gold has been proven over the last 5,000 years. It has kept its value.
Okay.
Gold is like
It
an
fluctuates
insurance.
sometimes. They
It
go
fluctuates
down.
normal,
Yeah.
but over the long run, it is a store of value.
Right.
Now, let's say over the last 1 year, you would have 1,000 ringgit in ringgit form and 1,000 ringgit in gold form.
Okay.
Today, your ringgit will be 20% lower. Your gold will still be 1,000 ringgit.
I see.
Right? Because gold is also denominated to the US dollar.
Right.
Right? So when the Malaysian currency fell against the greenback by as much as 20%, so your buying power is less than 20%.
Right.
But if you had kept gold, your buying power will still be the same.
Right. And the other thing, the other question that I want to know is that when you buy gold bar, at certain price, but when you sell it back, the depreciation of the value of the gold, sometimes it's ridiculous. So that sometimes deter me from buying gold bar.
Right.
So I think I have to think long term. It's not short term kind of investment. Is that true?
It's true to a point. I think that's the reason why we, post ArRahnu and Public Gold, got into this business.
Okay.
It is because the average consumer is not buying the gold at the right price.
Okay.
They are much buying gold at a very
Convenient.
No, at a much hiked up price.
Okay.
Right. So you're basically at the mercy of the people who sells you the gold,
Okay.
the retailers,
It's true.
or the wholesalers, and all that.
Right.
Because you'll be surprised to know that in my 10 years of being at gold, 99% of the consumer do not actually know the
When
gold
to
price.
buy.
No, not when to buy. They
Okay.
don't even know the gold price.
It's
What-
true.
Okay, for you, I think you would equate that if you walk to a retailer, you would see the price on the board, and you assume that's a gold
That's
price.
the price, yes.
No, that's the price. That's a retailer's price. That's not the gold price.
Okay.
Right. That's the markup price of gold. So the markups can be anything from 20 to as much as 40%.
Wow.
So people don't realize that, right? And actually now with the advent of technology and communications, one would just have to Google and just type out gold price, and you'll get the London Metal Exchange price for the day,
Right.
24/7.
Right.
So you know what the gold price is.
So what's the difference with Post ArRahnu selling?
Like I said, we are selling with a much less markup. So
Okay.
we follow the London Metal
So you
Exchange
still do a
price.
little bit, but
we
not-
have to do at least about 5%.
Okay.
But you do that for business reasons, because when you buy gold, you have your funding costs, you have salaries to pay and all that. And if I could say this in the Malay
Proverbs.
orang kata buat untung tu berpada-pada lah.
Okay.
We very much into the concept of as-sadiq and al-amin.
Okay.
Right? We have to make money, but we make money berpada-pada.
Okay.
Whatnot, yeah.
Right, that's reasonable enough.
Yeah.
So you were saying about, buying gold term, you were saying it's not so much of a long-term kind of investment.
It is a long-term investment, but
Okay.
the most important thing is when you want to buy gold, you must buy it at the right source first.
Right source.
Right source,
Okay.
and also at the right price.
What
Right.
is the right price? When is the
Well,
right price?
I would say the right price, anytime the price of gold that you buy, say from the London Metal Exchange, as long as it is below 10% from the London Metal Exchange price, I would deem it a good buy.
Okay.
Right? And
But
gold,
does it happen often?
no, unfortunately not, only because people do not know where to buy. People do not know the price of gold.
I see.
Right? That's the main thing.
Okay.
So now if people were to know, then when you buy gold, always buy it with a long-term view. Never with a short-term. Gold is not a, a short asset class,
Okay.
It's longer term. Something like buying a house, it appreciates over time.
Over time.
It's the same thing with gold.
Okay, right. We have to go for another short break, and when we come back, we'll talk more on gold with post ArRahnu right here on Hello Malaysia. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Sue, and Razak from post ArRahnu, and we are talking about gold. And before we went for a break, we were talking about the products and services post ArRahnu has for the public, and also we were talking about the selling of the product, the buying of the product, but he has not explained about pawn of the gold. So, Razak.
Yeah. Basically, post ArRahnu provides a short-term loan for gold as a collateral.
Okay.
And this loan is provided to everyone. When I say everyone, I mean Malaysians, foreigners, as long as they have a valid passport or ID of themselves, they'll provide a short-term loan for up to a period of 6 months. And a pawnee a pawnee, yeah, pawn.
Pawn. I think it's the person who sells the gold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, the pawnee can come and ask for an extension for further 6 months if they have problems in paying the basic amount.
Okay.
If they can pay off the upah simpan, which is nominal actually,
right,
it comes to about 1% a month.
Right.
If they can pay that off, they can ask for an extension of 6 months.
So after 6 months, you can get an extension
up to further 6 months, up to 12 months.
12 months.
And if they want further extensions, so what they have to do is they would have to pay the full amount.
Oh.
Pay the entire full amount and get the gold reappraised at the current price of gold, because the price of gold fluctuates, right?
Yeah.
So they will be given another new tenure.
I see. So they have to pay it
first. Yeah.
Okay,
pay
then
first,
pawn it back.
Pawn it back, at a new price and whatnot,
right,
and go into a new contract.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah.
So in terms of the gold that they can pawn, does it has to be from what they have bought at post ArRahnu?
No.
Or any kind of gold?
As long as bona fide gold.
Okay.
And it's we accept gold from the denomination of 750, 75% purity, up to 999 purity, 99.9% purity.
What about the ones when you talk about the gold that you have there, certified by the London?
Yes, basically we only accept 2 types of gold bars, which is public gold bars, our own gold bars, and Pam Swiss.
Right.
And these
Besides
gold bars,
that,
no, we do not accept any other gold bars. Only gold bars with LBMA certification, London Bullion Market Association certification.
Right. And what would be the benefit of pawning your jewelry or your gold?
Excuse me.
Okay.
If you pawn your gold at post ArRahnu, why are we special?
Yes.
Right. Number one, we conclude each transaction within 15 minutes.
Oh, that's fast.
That's our record, and that's our promise to our guests.
Why?
Yeah. Well,
we don't have to go through papers and things like
you have
that?
to. There's not much papers. Basically, it's all tested. First of all, we have to ensure that the item or the collateral involved is bona fide or whatnot. Once we ascertain that, then the value is there. All the calculations are already permitted in the software or whatnot, and that can be done. A person just has to bring a valid ID, and that is done. That's it.
What about this? I've read somewhere about if you pawn your gold, whether it's your the bar or your jewelry, the pawn place, they would take some of the gold, keep it for themselves and things like that. Does that happening? Is it true?
Okay, the best way to answer that is, I've heard of those kind of things.
So they say it's not safe for you to pawn your
golds. Whether I can say that it's true or not, I really don't know.
Okay.
But what I can say about post ArRahnu is it's very simple. We have a very, very strict SOPP and compliance checks in place. Let's say I like to boast about post ArRahnu.
It's okay.
We are probably the only ArRahnu in the country that has got a compliance team that goes around each of our 65 outlets on a monthly basis.
Wow.
Now we conduct 100% audit checks on all the gold that is stored.
Okay.
Every month, yeah?
Okay.
So which means if the gold is kept there for 6 months, my compliance team would have run checks 6
Right.
times.
So if it's 1 gram, it has to be
It
1
has to
gram.
be 1 gram. If it's a bracelet, it's got to be bracelet and all that kind of thing. So
right.
our risk management plan in tackling this is very, very good.
Okay.
Very, very good. And so far up until today, alhamdulillah, we've had over 100,000 clients. We've not even had one complaint.
Okay.
Not even one complaint, not even one item lost, not even lost, or not even one item given in less grammage, so to speak, or whatnot. We've not even had one complaint in terms of being slow or tardy in our work and all that.
Refuse to sell back and things like that.
Yeah. So we're very, very proud about that record.
Okay.
Being a very new in the industry, we're 3 years old, but it's a record that we want to keep intact.
Right. And talking about your gold, whether it's from your products or the gold that we put into your pawn broker, things like that, are those golds insured?
Oh yes, definitely. It is insured 100%, meaning it is insured at the appraised value. Whenever you come to do a transaction, we appraise the value of gold on that day.
Okay.
Based on the London Metal Exchange. So let's say that if we appraise it to be 1,000 ringgit, so your gold is insured for 1,000 ringgit.
So
in the
event of anything happens to the gold, things like that?
In the event of the event not happening,
right,
or whatever, right? You will get back your 1,000 ringgit.
Okay.
You'll get back your 1,000 ringgit.
So that's insured?
It is insured. It is fully insured.
Okay. Do you keep track, or let's say, I buy it on monthly basis. Do you keep track of me buying the bar gold? Obviously, they have numbers on it. Do you keep track of that?
If you buy from us, yes, we do. I mean, we have your basic details or whatever. We keep track mainly because of marketing.
Okay.
If let's say if you buy from us, the next time we have something out or something interesting out, we can easily communicate with you, either through WhatsApp or Telegram or email you to say, hey, we've got this new product. Are you interested? And some people, they like numbers.
Okay.
Right? I've got this special number 1026. Why 1026? Don't ask me. There are people like that.
Special to me.
Right?
Okay.
We note down. We note down and we try and be as personalized as possible to the customers.
Right. And speaking of personalized, can you personalize the goals that I want to buy?
We are thinking about that.
Okay.
We are thinking about that. I mean, going just to based on this card again, you know that we have My Stamp, Stamku, right? Where you have your own personalized stamps. So I think this project is about, within the next 6 months, we are thinking about doing the same thing.
Okay.
You would have a gold bar,
right,
and maybe next to it will be your face or with a design of stamps that you like. You know? And I think that would appeal to a lot more people.
Right.
Well, that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can give it as birthday presents, wedding presents. Oh, there's a lot of things you can do with this, really, and whatnot.
Right.
Me personally, now what I do with this, because I'm so proud of it, any wedding receptions I go, I've started it, I give it as my wedding present.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So moving forward, what would be in store from Pos ArRahnu?
Aha, okay. This is a trade secret, but I might as well talk about it.
Okay.
Well, we've seen the advent of technology, communications technology in the world over. We've seen companies like how Zalora is trading. That's big company from China. I can't remember, Alibaba and all that. I think that would be the next step. Since we have all these things available to the public at a very, very good price, we are thinking of even jewelry later on.
Okay, I wanted to ask that later.
Yeah, later on, jewelry later on. I mean, we can come up with, say, 12 different bracelet designs for the month of January.
Right.
Make it available
Stamps,
on the net, stamped and all that.
Right.
As I said, again, the most important thing is we can make it available at the cheapest possible price.
I see.
No workmanship involved. And once you like, you can place your order, and all you need to do is go to 65 of our current outlets and collect your
But if you make jewelry, obviously workmanship would be there as well.
I think because we deal directly with the refinery and we deal directly with public gold, right?
Okay.
So I think that's where we come in with the difference.
You can minimize the
Yes, you can minimize it. I mean, if you ask me personally, I'll zeroize it.
Wow.
I'll zeroize it.
Okay, right. We need to go for another short break. And when we come back, we'll talk more on gold right here on Hello Malaysia. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Hello Malaysia with me, Sue and Razak from Pos ArRahnu. and we are talking about gold. And of course, before we went for a break, we were talking about pawn. How can you pawn the gold and things that you benefit from pawn your gold with Post ArRahnu. And there are other services that Post ArRahnu is giving out to their customers.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we do provide safe deposit boxes.
Okay.
Only for gold.
Only for gold.
Only for gold for our safe deposit customers.
When you say gold, it can be bar, it can be jewelry.
It can be in any form as long as it's gold.
It's gold.
Why gold? Basically, we're only knowledgeable in gold. We're not knowledgeable in diamonds and gemstones. And what we do is, when you want to safekeep with us, we will appraise the price of your gold.
Right.
The price at that time, and we'll keep it for you.
Okay.
So we'll charge you a fee, because normally it's for short-term safekeeping.
Right.
And your gold will be insured to that value.
Okay.
It will be insured to that value 1-to-1. Yeah.
Right.
Right. So this has appealed to the market, mainly for short-term market, where people are going for school holidays. They need somewhere to keep your gold for about a period of 6 days or 2 weeks. People going for the Umrah, for the Hajj.
Right.
Yeah,
For safekeeping.
Safekeep and all that.
Right.
And it's the best place because I think safe deposit box services are being very limited in the country.
Yes.
So we are trying to answer that need as well.
Right. And you were saying about, you only accept gold.
Yes.
But what about gold, especially jewelry, you have stones on it and things like that. How do you do
Okay,
that?
what we do is we tell the customer we can accept, but we will only give them the gold value.
Okay.
We cannot value
The
their
diamonds
stones. Yeah,
or
the
the stones,
diamonds and all
whatever
that.
stones.
So if
Okay.
the customer is willing to accept, then it's okay.
I see.
We accept it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they would have to sign a
Disclaimer.
non-disclaimer form and all that. So we're okay with that. As long
Right.
as the customer is okay.
And how long can one put in the safe deposit box?
For as long as they want, actually.
Really?
But if it's not meant for long-term savings. You can keep it as long as you want, because the rates are more meant for short stays, short keeping time.
I see.
Whatnot.
Right. And the other is, you said appraisal service?
Besides that, we provide complimentary appraisal services.
Okay.
So basically, if you like to know the price of your
my
gold
necklace,
now, just drop into one of our outlets, just give it to our staff. They will appraise it, they will test it, appraise it for you, let you know your gold content, what type of gold it is, and according to the market price of the day, which again reverts back to London Metal Exchange. So we do that for complimentary for our guests. And for our Muslim guests, we also do the same kind of services so that they can effect zakat payment. And the good part is, in Post Malaysia, you can pay zakat payment in the post office.
Right, it's
Come to
one-stop
Post
service.
ArRahnu, that's it, a one-stop service.
Right.
Yes.
And talking about gold, gold is usually yellow, and sometimes with jewelry you have white gold as well.
Yeah.
Does it differ with the price?
Yes, it does. I mean, white gold doesn't have a second-hand appeal.
Okay.
Right, maybe because of the mixture with silver and all that. So there's also rose gold, like in Singapore, whatever. So basically, if you want to buy gold and keep it like, how do you say, really for investment value, I would suggest you to stick to yellow gold.
Right. But what about if I want to pawn or sell my, let's say, necklace and things like that?
We will only accept yellow gold.
You only accept yellow
Only
gold.
accept
What
yellow
if it's a mixture like my necklace right now? It's a mixture of both. So how do you do that?
We don't.
You
Basically,
don't.
we
You don't
only
accept it.
yellow gold, yes.
Okay. Right. And the other one that I think this is very interesting, gold cleaning service.
Yeah, gold cleaning services. I like
Knowing that you
idea.
only sell gold
We only
bars
sell
that you
gold
do.
bars and all. Like I said, it goes back to being a one-stop gold center.
Okay.
So anything about gold, you can come to Post ArRahnu. Buy, sell, pawn, safekeep,
Cleaning.
appraise, cleaning.
Right.
The only thing we have not gone venture into that is repairing. I don't think we'll go to that.
Right, right.
So why this started was basically we have a lot of people going to our post offices. We have 8.5 million people going through all our 705 post offices in a month.
Okay.
Right? Post ArRahnu is only represented in 65 of
only,
those.
yeah.
So what we do is, in each post office, we give the opportunity to our staff to interact with the customers that's coming to Post Malaysia. Say, a makcik is lining up to do her ASB transaction,
Right.
She'll be
So-
waiting there. Maybe that transaction will take 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh, she has to wait for
so,
that. Yeah.
So our staff will take the opportunity to go and say, hey, while waiting, I see
Would you like
this-
to?
Yeah, would you like to clean your gold? It's only 3 ringgit. It's the cheapest in the
Right.
country, you know.
Right.
We'll clean it up for you. By the time you finish, your gold is ready.
3 ringgit, do
Yeah.
you take it like one piece 3 ringgit?
One
Or-
piece, 3 ringgit.
So
yeah.
if it's like a small earring, it's also 3
It's a
ringgit.
pair of earrings, it's 3 ringgit. Yes.
see.
Yeah, one piece. It's still, like I said, very, very competitive.
Right.
So what it does to our staff is basically we tell the post office customers that, hey, we have this
kind of service,
right? We also have ArRahnu, where you can sell, buy and pawn and all that. If we can introduce it to the customer, it's like a breaking point, right? And for the staff too, it gives them confidence in how to talk to people,
yes,
right, and all that. And it's also the opportunity they can take to approach the non-Malays
right,
who are lining up.
Okay,
right? We like I said again, we assume that everybody knows ArRahnu, but to I would say 70% of the non-Muslims, they don't even know what it means.
Right.
Right? So that's the opportunity the staff can take to interact with the customers. And at the same time, I think can introduce the other facilities that we have, because our staff knows also what postal services does. And we are doing a lot of businesses, I mean like licenses, insurance and all that kind of stuff, which a lot of people don't. I didn't know.
Right.
Up until 3 years ago when I joined, I didn't know that they had JPJ services.
Right, you can renew everything.
Yes, I only learned that once I came under that roof.
Okay.
And I was pleasantly surprised.
Okay, so that's one thing good. Okay, we are almost to the end of the program. So what would you like to tell our viewers today about Post ArRahnu and their gold products?
I think the fair bit to say is, if you ever want to buy,
gold,
sell, or pawn, or keep, or clean your gold, please come to Post ArRahnu. We'll give you the best of services, and we'll also give you the best of prices.
That's important.
Oh, that's very important. Yeah.
Right. And if they need more information, where can they go to?
They can go to our corporate line at 1-300-300-300.
Okay,
very
that's easy.
Right? Or at our website at www.post.com.my.
Right. So for those of the people out there, if they want to start buying gold bar, what can they buy from the Post ArRahnu?
It depends on your budget. I mean, if I go back again to our special edition, it's only 200 ringgit.
Right.
It's 1 gram. So you may just want to spare 200 ringgit a month.
Right. And keep it.
And keep it. Or you can buy our other smaller 1 grams, which comes in different this one. This is slightly more cheaper. It's about 180 ringgit. Right? Why 180? Because this is premium.
Okay.
Right? This is 180 ringgit. So just buying bits and pieces and just keep every month.
Right. And so at the end of the year, people will get bonuses as they can buy.
Yes, you can still
something
buy
larger.
whatever. Right. Yeah.
Right.
As I said again, you can buy as an investment. You can buy and give it as a present. For weddings, for anniversaries, for birthdays. I've got friends who buys gold consciously every year to give their kids on their birthday so that they safekeep and all that. And I've got friends who buys a lot of gold, as savings and also as an investment for their kids and their wife and all that. So many things. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you, Razak, for being with us.
Thank you
Talking
very
about
much.
gold, which we love, and thank you so much for tuning in to Hello Malaysia. Until we meet again real soon, I'm Surati Sanusi. Goodbye.